Go.
So guys, um, we're going to be doing matrix, and I'm going to be introducing matrix to those beginners who don't know the concept about matrix. So but before we go continue with what we're doing, I want to indulge you guys to please like, share, and subscribe to a brilliant tutorial, and also recommend people to this channel. Thank you very much, and God bless you. So now let's go back to class. Now, what is matrix? A matrix is a rectangular array of numbers that can be enclosed within brackets. So, in other words, every of our matrices must always be in an enclosed bracket. So this is an example where we have 2, 3 minus 5 and 1. We have 1, 3, 5. We have 7, 0, 4, 5, 1, 3, 2, 4, 4. So these are the formats in which a matrix can exist. Do you understand? So now I want you to acknowledge something, that the numbers in the matrix, note that the numbers in the matrix are referred to as elements of the matrix. That is 2, 3 minus 5, 1 are elements of this particular matrix. 5135 are what elements of this matrix. 704 are elements of this matrix, and 51324 are elements of this matrix. Now let's take for instance and see how this matrix are to be known or identified. Now, in a matrix we have rows, we have column. Yes, and so now how do we know the rows? Now rows are majorly the what? The horizontal numbers or elements in a matrix. Horizontal elements in a matrix like this. So like this and like this are rows. So and they are horizontal, one, two. So now the first row of the matrix is always at the top, the second row is always at the bottom. So if we have three like that, it will be the third one. So that's what we call rows. So in this matrix we only have two rows, which is this and this. Now column is a vertical um is a vertical row, you understand, or line, or alignment of numbers. So we have 2 and minus 5 aligned in this manner and like this. So these are column. Now first column usually exists from this side here. This is where first column of the matrix are usually gotten from, and here we have the second column of the matrix. So we have just two columns, first and second. So now let's take for instance, if we have a matrix that has three elements. Now if look at this matrix. So now we have row 1, this is row 1, the first row 2, second row 3, third row. So these are our three rows of this matrix. Now how do we know the column? This is the first column, the second column, and the third column. So these are three columns. So guys, I want you to acknowledge this because at every point of our solving and calculation, all these rows and columns we matter to us, and we what need them very importantly. Do you understand? So now we are at the order of the matrix. Now what does order of the matrix has to do with us doing the matrix problem? Yes, it helps us to understand the kind of matrix we are working with. Now, how do you know the order of the matrix? The order of the matrix is enveloped in just two things, just like what I taught you in the beginning aspect, where we have to talk about the column and rows. So now we are using that here, but in the order of the matrix we talk about row before column. So row will come before column. Now if I want to know the order of this matrix, the row of this column is just one row, which is 1. Then the column 1, 2, 3, so 3. So now if you want to identify the order of this matrix, the order of the matrix is 1 by 3 matrix. That is the row and the what column. You understand? So this one represents the row, which is 1. Then 3 represents the column. You understand? These 3 column. Now question number 2. What is the rule of this column? One of this matrix, I mean 1, 2. We have 2, then colon 1, 2, 3. That's 3. So the order of this matrix is a what? Is a 2 by 3 matrix. This 2 represent the row and 3 represent the column. What about this one? Row 1, 2. 2 rows and then column 1, 2. 2 column. Do you understand, guys? So this is row 2 column 2. You understand? So this is a 2 by 2 matrix. So these are what we call order of a matrix. So guys, I want you guys to try what the question to number 4 and number 5 is going to be as a self-assessment work. You understand? So just try it out and do it and drop your answer in the comment section. So now, position of a matrix. We want to do position of a matrix. Now, why do we need position of a, is to identify the position where each element in this matrix stands. Do you understand? So we want to know where each element in this matrix stands. Now, how do we do that? For example, where 4 stands is row 1, like row 1 column 1. So that's 1 1. That's where 4 stands. So this is the position of this matrix. Now, where does 5 stand? 5 stands in row 1 column 2. So row 1 column 2. If you observe it very well now, I'm putting the row before the column. You understand? I'm putting the row before the column. That is how it should always be whenever you are doing position of a matrix. So row 1 column 2, that's position of where 5 will be. Then row 1 column 3 for 6, because 6 is in row 1 column 3. That's where 6 is. Then 2 is in row 2 column 1. Row 2 column 1. That's where you find 2. Then 9 is in row 2 column 2. That's where 9 is found. And then 8 is in row 2 column 3. So row 2 column 3. That's where we find 8. So all these values that I am writing here is what we call position of a matrix. Now let's do the second example. Then we move to the next agenda, or the next subtopic of matrix. Now, you can also pause this video to try this one before you play it back to see the correct answer to this. Now, position of the first 4 here is going to be row 1 column 1, which is 4. The second one is row 1 column 2, which is 5. And the next one is row 1 column 3, which is 6. Then the next one is row 2 column 1, which is -1. Row 2 column 2, which is 2. Row 2 column 3, which is -3. Just follow it. Row 2 column 3. Then the next one is row 3 column 1 is 4. Row 3 column 2 is 8. And row 3 column 3 is -2. So this is how to do the position of a matrix. So guys, we are going to be doing the addition and subtraction of matrices. So we are doing 2 in 1 today, so that, because it's actually very simple, so I will just be putting us through the process, which is easier to do. Now let's say we have A plus B, and we say we should add them. So 3 2 4 5 plus 4 minus 1 0 2. If we add them together, the idea of addition of matrix is that you add the first number with the first number of the second one, the second number with the second number of the second one. So 3 plus 4, and then 2, because plus times minus is going to give you minus, so that will be -1. 4 plus 0, that's 4 plus 0. 5 plus 2, 5 plus 2. So the final answer is now going to be 7 1, because 2 minus 1 is 1. Then 4 7. So this is your final answer. So the addition of this matrix is going to give you 7 1 4 7. So now let's go to the second example. Let's say we have to add these values together. So let's do it straight. So if you're adding A and B, so say we should add A plus B. So what we are going to do is this. Then you follow the approach I said earlier. The first number of is going to be added to the first number of the second matrix. So 4 plus -3, that is going to be 4 minus 3. because plus times minus is going to give us minus. So minus 1 plus 2 is going to be minus 1 plus 2, then 0 plus 1, 0 plus 1. You understand? The next one, 3 plus 5, 3 plus 5, 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1, then 5 plus 0, 5 plus 0. Yes, and then 9 plus 3, 9 plus 3, and minus 5 plus minus 2, minus 5 plus minus 2. Plus times minus is minus, so that will be minus 2. So 3 plus 1. So our final answer is going to be 4 minus 3, that's 1. Minus 1 plus 1, that's 1. 0 plus 1, that's 1. 3 plus 5, 8. 2 minus 1, 1. 5 plus 0, 5. 9 plus 3, 12. Minus 5 minus 2, minus 7. 3 plus 1, 4. So this is how to add matrices together. So guys, I believe you understand how to do this. So we are going to be learning the subtraction of the matrix in this particular section of the segment of the video. Now we have A, B, so we have to subtract B from A. So now how do we do this? As I told you, the first number minus the second first number for the second matrix, so that will be 3 minus 3. This is going to be 2 minus 5, 1 minus, there is a negative 3 here, so minus times minus will make it 3 plus. Then we have minus 2 minus 7, so minus 2 minus 7. So our final answer is going to be 0 minus 3, 4 minus 9. So this is the answer to this particular subtraction of the matrix. You can see how easy and simple it is. Now let's look at this 3 by 3 matrix here. Like I said, the same pattern. 3 minus 7 is there, 3 minus 7. Minus 2 minus 5, that will be minus 2 minus 5. 1 minus 7. So then the next one is 5 minus minus, that's plus 1. Then minus 3 minus minus 2, that will be plus 2. Then minus 3 minus 0, minus 3 minus 0. Then the last one is minus 1 minus 1. Then minus 1 minus 5. And then, no, sorry, 4, 4 minus 4 minus 4 and 5, Then lastly we have 6 minus 3. So final answer is going to be 3 minus 4, 7 is minus 4, minus 2 minus 5 is minus 7, 1 minus 7 is minus 6. Then 5 plus 1, 6, minus 3 plus 2, minus 1, minus 3 minus 0, minus 3, minus 1 minus 1, minus 2, 4 minus 5, minus 1, then 6 minus 6, and 6 minus 3, that's 3. So this is the answer for the subtraction of this particular problem. So guys, I think this is very simple. So if you had done something like this before, you can see that it's not far different from what you've already known. And if you don't know, or you're a beginner in matrix, so guys, watch this video very well, pause and play, go back if needed so you can understand it better. So this is the end of this part 1 of our matrix, which is the introduction to matrix. So the second video for part 2 of matrix will be coming out soon. So guys, subscribe and turn on your notification button for more questions on matrix. Thank you very much guys, and subscribe, don't forget.